Welcome back to Activ Chiropractic, guys, and today I'm going to show you how to alleviate anterior shoulder pain that could be caused by the infraspinatus muscle. Now, the infraspinatus muscle originates from the bottom of the scapula, the bottom of the shoulder blade, and attaches onto the humerus over here and externally rotates the shoulders. Your shoulders could be rounded or pronated forward and you have bad posture, and this tiny little muscle will try its best to pull your shoulder blades back, so it could spasm and fatigue and refer a lot of pain into the front of the shoulder. You may have gone through a past injury, for example, having poor form from chin-ups or deadlifts or any pulling action that could have strained the shoulder. You may have done something quite simple, for example, pulling a shopping bag out of the car, and that sudden tug of the shopping bag could have caused a strain in the shoulder. Or something worse, for example, dislocating your shoulder or breaking your shoulder, and the muscles around there have been compensating ever since. Try out these massage techniques, try out these stretches. I reckon they will definitely help you.
Wall massages. To get to the infraspinatus muscle, you need to find the bony prominence of the shoulder blade. The infraspinatus muscle is found below the bony landmark. Try to place the ball on a tender spot of the muscle. This is usually a trigger point area. You can get these massage balls and the link are placed in the description box below. If you do have a tennis ball or a baseball, these work just as well. Roll along the muscle from the bottom of the shoulder blade to the top part of your shoulder. Do about 20 to 30 strokes 5 to 6 times on each shoulder. This will break up the trigger points and stop the spasming and pain in the shoulder. Myofascial release in shoulder abduction and adduction. Place the massage ball on the infraspinatus and lean onto the wall. With a straight arm, move it over your body and back out again in a slow and controlled manner. This is one of the main actions of the infraspinatus muscle. By putting pressure onto the lacrosse ball and sliding it through the fibers of the muscle, it will break up the trigger points and the sticky points in the muscles and free up the muscle from being tense and tight. Do about 10 to 20 movements on each tender spot of the muscle 4 to 5 times on each shoulder. If you feel like there is not enough pressure onto the muscle, doing it against the wall, you can do it on the floor by laying on top of the ball and slightly shifting your body weight on top of the muscle by leaning over. Make sure you place the ball over a spasming part of the muscle or a trigger point. These are usually tender spots of the muscle. Try to work through each trigger point a few times. I recommend 5 to 6 times. You might be feeling a referral pain back into the front of the shoulder whilst you're doing this. Myofascial release with internal and external rotation. This is similar to the previous technique. Place the lacrosse ball or the massage ball onto the infraspinatus muscle, but this time raise your arm slightly and externally and internally rotate your arm. With this action, it will create elongation and contraction of the muscle fibers with the lacrosse ball on top of the muscle fibers, breaking up any adhesions or trigger points along the way. It can also refer pain back into the front of the shoulder. These adhesions or trigger points may be causing the shoulder pain, so it's in your best interest to break them up. Do about 10 to 20 movements on each trigger point or tight spot, 5 to 6 sets on both arms. Once again, if you feel there's not enough pressure on the muscle, just lay on top of it on the ground and perform the same technique. This will break up any sticky points, tight spots or trigger points, and you might feel referral pain back into the front of the shoulder. However, it will release these tight spots and prevent you from having pain in the future and increase your range of motion. Once again, if you're interested in buying a lacrosse ball or massage ball, I'll put the link in the description box below. Internal rotation stretches. This is a great way to stretch your internal rotators. To get started, make sure the border of your shoulder blade is anchored and fixed against the ground. This will let you isolate the stretch for the infraspinatus only and not include the rhomboids as well. Turn your arm in a position where you feel the stretch and add a little bit of pressure with your other hand. Hold this position for about 30 to 40 seconds and do it 4 to 5 times on each shoulder. You should only feel a bit of a slight stretch. I don't want you to press too much as you can injure yourself and it will really hurt. You will feel the stretch either in the back of your shoulder or some referring burning pain in the front of the shoulder. Don't press too hard, otherwise you can injure yourself. This is another great stretch for the internal rotators, but it's very aggressive, so please be careful. I recommend you do this last and you know you're ready and you know you haven't had a recent injury that can affect your shoulder. Place your stretching hand under your body as long as your hand is anchored on the floor and the inside of your arm is flat against the ground. Then shift your body weight over and slowly lean into that arm. This will create a stretch into the shoulder. Hold this position for about 30 to 40 seconds and do this 4 to 5 times on each shoulder. You should feel a stretch in the back of the shoulder or a burning sensation in the front of the shoulder. If you press too hard, it will cause a lot of pain. so just back off a little bit at the point of stretch. As you know, you can strain this muscle quite easily and you can overstretch it. So please be careful and don't be too aggressive with this stretch.
Once again guys, thanks for watching. Now if you do have an injury, for example bursitis, check out my bursitis video. Or you have weakness in the shoulder and have trouble stabilizing it, check out my stabilizing shoulder exercise video. Once again, support my channel, hit like, hit subscribe, comment below if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next one.